taken photo session. Before we start, the rules of this event. First, participants are expected to mute the microphone and turn on the camera. Second, participants may ask questions in the Q&A session and turn on the microphone or type the question on chat box and comment section on YouTube. Third, do not write or use harsh and negative sentences in the chat column. And the last, fill in the attendance and feedback form, which will be shared in the chat column after the documentation session. Alright, we are going to the next agenda. The head of Diplomacy English Study Program will be delivering the welcoming speech. Miss Johanna, you may take the floor.
Okay, thank you, Dini. Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. Good morning, Ibu Eka.
Good morning.
Okay, so hope all of you are in good condition. This is the sixth webinar event talk held by the students of my class English program in collaboration with the Promotion of Indonesian Culture class, Bachelor of Applied English. And first of all, I would like to congratulate all the students for the success in holding webinar event talk 1 until 6. Yeah, I really appreciate Miss Dewi for having brilliant idea in empowering the students to conduct these events. So that the students do not only learn to work in team to organize MICE events, but also to promote Indonesian culture. And today's topic is Indonesian culture dynamics in the 21st century. And we have Ibu Eka Moncarré, who is going to share about the challenges and opportunities in promoting Indonesian culture product. And yesterday, I tried to visit the website of La Maison de Indonesia in Paris, France. Maybe my pronunciation is not correct. Maybe later Bu Eka will tell us how to pronounce it correctly. Yeah, and found that company promotes agro tourism products from Indonesia. Is that right, Bu Eka?
Yeah,
Okay.
correct.
Like jamu or herb, and then chocolate, coffee, tea, and many more.
Yeah.
And I think this company has a great contribution in promoting Indonesian's product as well as the culture in relation to the product. And today we are also going to listen to sharing from our fellow students about colossal art of Sugriwa Subali and solo batik fashion. And I think today's discussion will prove that Indonesia is very rich in culture. Finally, thank you for all the committee for the hard work in preparing this event. And thanks to all speakers, yeah, especially Bu Eka, for sharing with us. So enjoy the discussion for all the attendees. Good afternoon and good morning. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Miss Johanna. It was delightful welcoming speech from Miss Johanna. Everyone, we will enter the presentation session from Miss Eka with the topic challenges and opportunities in promoting Indonesia's cultural products. That will be led by Miss Anggi. She is student of English Diploma Program, Universitas Gadjah Mada. Miss Anggi, you might take the floor.
Thank you, Miss Dini. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for finding the time and joining today's event talk. I'm Anggi Octriana, as your moderator for this event talk. And before we start, please allow me to inform you how you can talk to us during this event talk. If you have any question, I invite you to unmute your audio or ask the question in the chat box later. And our special guest speaker today is Mr. Eka Moncarré, who will talk about challenges versus opportunities in promoting Indonesian's cultural products. But before her presentation, Please allow me to inform you about her background first. Ms. Eka Moncarré is the founder of House of Indonesia in Paris since 2020. She is also an official representative of Indonesia Tourism Marketing since 2016 until now, and she also the managing director and owner of Eka Five-Star French Tour Company since 2011 until now, and many more of her achievements that we will see in this following video. It was an interesting video about her activity in France. And ladies and gentlemen, let us begin our special guest speaker presentation. Good morning, Miss Eka.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Anggi.
You might take the floor, Miss.
Okay, yes. So the slide is on now. Okay, bonjour à tout le monde. Donc, c'est un grand plaisir pour moi d'être là ce matin parmi vous. Merci à l'Université de Gadjah Mada qui nous a déjà organisé cet événement. C'est un grand plaisir. Je pense que c'est très important de partager tout ce qu'on fait ici en France avec vous. So I'm going to continue in English. So I just want to thank you to University of Gadjah Mada that has organized this event, and I think it's very important for me to share to all of you, especially to the students, the young generations, to see what we have done here, and I think this is very important. Next, please. Okay, this is just my biography, but we can go to next because you have already seen well. It's not important about who I am. It's not important what we have done for Indonesia. So before we go to what we have done and then how we do the things, I would like to show you about the map of Indonesia compared to Europe. This is very important for us in order to understand that and how big Indonesia is, in order for us to prepare what kind of strategy that we are going to do in Europe, especially in France. So you can see Indonesia is as low as in Europe is from London to Afghanistan, which is huge. So we have to see how, and we have to prepare the good strategy. Next, please. Okay, Indonesia in the eye of French people. We also need to think before that what the French people think about Indonesia. So I prepare the SWOT analysis, the strength of Indonesia. Indonesia, for the French people, they have a good image, pristine nature. The French people love to travel to Indonesia. Bali, Java, Lombok, they are very attractive and very famous. Exotic culture heritage and the culinary. The wide diversity that makes Indonesia very unique. And the wide choice of flight connections from France to Indonesia. And this is also our strength. And the attractive exchange rate from euro to rupiah, which is also a good value for money for the French people coming to Indonesia. And the visa exemption before COVID, of course, that the tourists can stay until 30 days. We need also to know about the weakness of Indonesia. First, we don't have the direct flight. There is no yet the direct flight from Jakarta to Paris or Paris to Jakarta. You have to stop somewhere. The second, the tourist knowledge on only certain destination. People just know only Bali here. So we need to promote other destination in Indonesia. We have 70,000 islands. The image of Indonesia as not being sustainable destination. Indonesia is famous in the world as the most, the second, the number 2 polluted country. So this is, we need to work on that. Relatively limited land connectivity for individual travelers. When people traveling to Indonesia, it's very still not easy to move from one place to other place because the connection of the flight. If you go, for example, to Borneo, to Kalimantan, Pontianak, you cannot go from Pontianak directly, for example, to other place nearby, or Pontianak to what that's called the Denpasar. You have to change somewhere from Danau Toba, Silangit. There is no direct flight to Bali. You have to change in Jakarta, Belitung. So this is kind of the problem of the connectivity yet. That's still not direct. Please, next. And after the strength and the weakness, we also need to see the opportunity, the vice choice of destination and the culture, that we have a lot of choice in Indonesia, that we need to know about that. And we also have a lot of innovation and the commitment toward the sustainable tourism, and a lot of potentials that we can do. The presence of the tourism office, visit Indonesia Tourism Office France here, and it's also an opportunity for the people to know more Indonesia, the good bilateral and the relation between France and Indonesia. This year, we celebrate 70 years of bilateral relationship between France and Indonesia. And I think we have a very good relation with France. Growth in development of infrastructure, which also is an opportunity. And we also have the threat. The threat is what? The security issues related to natural disaster, disease, improper treatment to tourists. So we do have, last year, you remember that a few years ago, we have volcanoes, we have tsunami, we have so many things happening in 1 year. So this is also kind of a threat for us. Environmental damages that are often seen in French media, forest burning, plastic problem, unequal trade that affect the tourism. And the lack of proper facility. So we need to know about the threat before we prepare the strategy, the SWOT analysis. Next, please. What the people think about France. So I put some pictures, what the Indonesian people think about France. This is also important in order to understand how we do the strategy. French people for the Indonesian is Eiffel Tower, the fashions, the snow, the wine, the cheese, Côte d'Azur. We have shopping and all the luxury. So this is France for the Indonesian people. Next, please. This is to give you the ideas about the demographic profile in France. So France is around 60 million populations, right? And then we have the most populations in Ile-de-France, which is there is a capital of Paris, and the second biggest city is Lyon. And France populations, of course, is actually one quite of the most important also in Europe. So this is to give you the idea which place in France that has more populations. Next, please. The average days the French people take for holidays to Indonesia is around 15 days to 3 weeks. Okay, just before the COVID. But I think the next after with this COVID, that they will stay longer in Indonesia, because we are talking about now of having longer conditions or visa. And the average expenditure is 2,000 euro per person for 2 weeks, something like that. Every French people has about 8 weeks of holidays. So this is also very interesting, because there are many holidays in France, so there are more potential clients to travel. French people mostly visit Indonesia on July, August, because it's summer holiday. It's the long holiday. So this is to give you the ideas that in 2018, Indonesia is in the top 10 that the most country visited by the French people. Next, please. So it's also to give you the idea that Indonesia was able on 2018 as the top 10 countries visited by France, because as you know, Indonesia is not only destination that the French people go during holiday. We have a lot of competitors, because Indonesia is a long all destination, and they have also some short haul destination, and long haul destination, and also medium haul destination. So, but still Indonesia is competing, and even we have done better than Thailand in 2018 in terms of increase. Next, please. This is the strength strategy of promoting Indonesia in France. As I think it's very important for you to know, the Indonesians, people who live outside of France, we have a lot of challenge and a lot of how do you call the? It's not easy for us to represent Indonesia, which is not so famous, and then we have like a very huge credibility and huge responsibility. So the 10 strategies of promoting Indonesia, I sum up into 10. Of course, there are a lot of things. The first is important to have correct data intelligence, the market update, the competitor analysis. The most problem that I think the Indonesian companies or the Indonesian institution have is the wrong data intelligence. When you have the wrong data intelligence, because the data intelligence is not something you can get from internet. The data intelligence is not something that you can just ask people and buy the things, because you need to check, you need to see, and you need to experience yourself. This is what we call data intelligence. That's why for us, it's not just enough just to read the news, but we need to be like inside of the circle in order to know what is going on. We always give the data intelligence to the Ministry of Tourism every day, every week, every month, so they know that what strategy we need to face in promoting Indonesia in France or in other countries. The second, establish the large networking inside and outside. Is to know others is important, but it's more important to be known by others. So the thing is that you need to fix and to establish your networking. But this networking is not something you can buy. Networking is something that you are doing with your life, and it takes investment of time. So if I'm doing a lot of things, and I have a lot of networking, because I've been investing my life 25 years living in France, and this is something that I think everyone has with different kind of style of working. The third is BAS, branding, advertising, and selling. So this is very important, because doing the branding is very good, but then we need to do the advertising, but we also need to sell. Because if you do only branding, and there is no advertising and no selling, there is no use, no going anywhere. So it's also for B2B and B2C. The fourth, manage your budget carefully. We cannot do everything because it costs. And then we have to prioritize what we have to do. You cannot make everyone happy. The five, thinking without the box. Always need to be creative and always doing better, to give more, to climb higher, and to go further, be innovative. People tell you, well, you have to think outside of the box. And I told you, you have to think without the box. Because when you think outside the box, you still think there is a box. But you have to think without the box, then you have to create how you can get the box from zero to something. 6, find your competitive advantage. You have to know what is your strength and what is also your weakness, and you have to know the strength of your enemy, strength of your competitor, and the weakness of your competitor, and then you get your competitive advantage. Because if you don't know what is your competitive advantage, you cannot compete with others. You have to know your product better than others. You have to promote Indonesia, so you need to know Indonesia from all sides. You cannot say, hey, Indonesia is beautiful, come. Okay, where to go, where to come, why to go? Then you say, but sorry, I cannot tell you. Then that's why before you sell Indonesia, you need to know what you sell. 7, using media, as marketing tool. Newsletter, social media. We are so grateful because today almost all the media are free, like social media. Because in my period, like 25 years ago, we have to send everything by fax, by telex. But now it's so fast, it's so free. So that we have a very kind of good interface for that. It's important to have good relation with the online, the offline media, okay, to be your partner. 8, do not copy paste what others do. instead doing always something different and create your own unique strategy. I think this is very important. When you want to do something, of course, you need to get the idea. But when you do something and then you just copy paste what the others do, okay, they are selling these fashion things. I'm going to do the same. Because if you follow and you copy paste what the others do, you're not going to go so long, and you're not going to have your own your uniqueness and your personality product. 9, working with integrity and the high responsibility and straight to objective. Some people just work because they just need to show to others that they are working. But when you work because you just want to give your best, and because you say you think that you have a high responsibility to others, and you will do your best in whatever, when people see you or when people don't see you. So do not work because you need to show off. You have to work because you need to go to your objective. Don't care what other people say. What people say, okay, you just keep promising, you don't do anything. It's okay. Just focus on what you do, and one day people will see who do the things clearly and who do the things correctly. 10, fast replying to all complaints for unsatisfied client, and fast fixing of problem to avoid more problems and keeping always good image. This is very important. You know, when I've been promoting Indonesia till now, when of course there are a lot of people that sending us email and telling that, well, we went to Indonesia and then we are disappointed with Indonesia because we got treated very bad. The guy cheated us. People asked us for money for something that we never asked. And we need to fix the things. Well, how to fix the thing? Of course, first we have to inform the client. We are thanking them to that sending us, that informing us, and we do care about what they feel, and then we are of course trying to send a report to the authority, and then for the authority know that there's something wrong with the regions. So this is also the thing that we need to follow up, because if you okay, it's just a client complaint, because if you let the things like that, and it will keep worse and worse. So I think this is very important. Next, please. For the tourism promotion in France, of course, we do work a lot with the tourism partners, and we work a lot with the tour operators, B2B, and the travel agents in France. This is very important because especially we do the training, we give the training. This is some examples that some big tour operator in France that specialize in Indonesia. And we, the Ministry of Tourism of Economic Creative also join the expo every year, the Top Resa, and also we participate with the partners who has the stand, and to assist them, we give the training destination. So this is very important to be active, to train, to give them training, and then to be in touch with them every time. Next, please. Also, the airlines, we work with we have the good cooperation with airlines in Indonesia. Now we are working on a project with Qatar Airways, and it will be out in the next coming week soon. So this is very important also to do collaboration with the airlines, fan trip, etc. Next, please. So I will show you some photos. I think this is very important. The photo tells you more about what we do than the words. So every day, our office is open to public. People can come to ask about Indonesia, and then we give them information, where to go, what to go. And you see, we have a maps. We have the daily routine activities. We meet the French tour operator, because most of them, maybe they don't know Indonesia. So we tell them, okay, what program they can do. Participate, of course, in the B2B Tourism Expo with the Ministry of Tourism and Economy Creative. Indonesia was the country owner in EF10 Tourism for 2 times in 2018 and 2019. And I think it was a very, very fruitful event and successful, and that make Indonesia has high values. Lunch presentation with the tour operators. Also, we do it outside of the office. And of course, we also cooperating with the radio, French radio France Bleu, which is in Indonesian week promotions. And then this is very also a direct promotions to talk about Indonesia in a radio. Next, please. we do a lot of activities promoting Indonesia. So we attended the gala dinner, the Tandang Snomat is the magazine. We also held the KJRI Marseille, Indonesian consular in Marseille, doing the presentation of Indonesia in Toulouse in the expo of Salon Mahana with KJRI Marseille, and of course with the Indonesian Tourism Minister before with the ex-Indonesian Tourism Minister with Pak Arif Yahya, and in ITB Berlin, and we did also the roadshow Indonesia in several cities in France. So this is in Marseille, for example. Next, please. We participated in Indonesia demo cooking at FNAC. FNAC is like a Gramedia ya, kalau in Jakarta. So FNAC is like a shops, and then we do the demo cooking in the shops to present Indonesia cooking, and then expo photo and everything, and the tour presentation. We also did the TV presentation with Figaro TV, working with Ponang Cruise to propose the cruise from Komodo Island to Cairns, Australia. We did the presentation in Indonesia with Climat Dumont and the tour operators. And we did the Indonesian weekend promotion in Tang Frères. For those who know Paris, Tang Frères is like Asian supermarket where everybody can buy the rice and all the Asian supplies during their stay in France. Okay, next please. We had good relation and meeting with Accor. Accor is one of the French hotels who has the most hotel in Indonesia. We accompanied the fan trip of the tour operator. Last time we did the Toraja, Tanjung Puting, we did Sumba and Komodo Islands. Webex conference with Havas Voyage in Paris, and then the famous Villas International Gastronomie. We brought some Papua dancers in the village, and then also the demo cooking with Indonesian chef in the Villas Gastronomie. And we use gastronomy as promotion. Next, please. We participate at the Villas International de Gastronomie in 2018 and 2017, and this is one of the biggest actually event of gastronomy in Paris because it's down in outside and the next to Eiffel Tower. The Ministry of Tourism also signed MOU with the IFI, Institut France Indonésie in gastronomy development. Have meeting with the tour operators about the joint venture program. We have meeting with the airlines and the Qatar, Singapore Airlines. So we established good relation with all the partners. Next, please. Interviews, and then you have the photo of the French tourism minister, Jean-Baptiste Lemoine, because Indonesia was the honor country. And after Topresa, we have the table round lunch with the French newspaper. I did the Indonesian conference for the passenger of the Ponong cruise, is the luxury cruise, and we also did the training destination on how selling Indonesia to the hotline booking center of Promo Vacances in France, how to sell Indonesia. Next, please. We had Indonesian weekend at the French Tourism School in Versailles, actually a few months ago. Demo cooking and the dance and the Paris Store supermarket. This is the competitor of Tang Frères, and there are two supermarkets, Paris Store and Tang Frères, and we cooperated with both of them. We preparing goodies bag for the Operation Indonesia Hot Deal with Leclerc Voyage. Leclerc is like a supermarket chain like Carrefour. Presentation Indonesia Spice Trail in Grand Palais with Ranjis, the biggest fresh market in the world, and we also participate in the cocktail for the anniversary of 50 years of Ranjis Market, and we did the workshop Indonesia with KBRI Paris, Indonesian Embassy in Paris, last February actually, and we invited the partners. Next, please. We made also some press release and bi-monthly newsletter then we send to all French tour operator about the situation, especially when there was disaster, the eruptions of the volcanoes, etc. We sent a lot of updated press release. Of course, the press release coming from the Indonesian government, and we translated into French. Yeah, and this is very important that because people here they need information. Next, please. We also have the Facebook, Wonderful Indonesia France, and Office National Tourism Indonesia that we are posting every day until now. The image, the photo of Indonesia. Office National Tourism Indonesia for B2C, the Wonderful is more our activities. And we also active in Instagram and also in the other social media. Next, please. So France is the first country that the European in Europe that like to visit Indonesia in July, August, September 2018. This is very important that there in among countries in Europe, France is the first number one that coming especially to Bali. Next, please. The launching of House of Indonesia in Paris. We have been talking a lot about the promotion of Indonesia in France because I'm working as VITO, Visit Indonesia Tourism Officer, on behalf of Ministry of Tourism of Indonesia's Economy and Creative. There are 19 VITO in all over the world, and I'm in charge for the French market. Why House of Indonesia? Why the House of Indonesia was born? So in 2016, when I was appointed, we use a lot of promotion of Indonesia through the product, gastronomy, the wellness. Because why? Because the French people mostly they don't know Indonesia. The most important thing is to present Indonesia through the food, through the massage, and a lot of things. This is very important. And then they are looking for the product. And the second thing, since now that Indonesia is still closed for international tourism, we need to do something. We cannot just stay by doing nothing. So what we are doing, we want to bring Indonesia to France and buy the products. So if people cannot go to Indonesia, Indonesian product can come to Paris. Can come to France, and then that's what we need to promote. And the Indonesian still can keep working to produce the product and sell the product in France. I think this is very important. So that's why I decided to open the House of Indonesia as a independent company, and we are looking for a place, and then we are going to put all the activities to be together, and where we do the tourism office, the workshops, the showroom, Indonesian warung kopi and the roasting house. Actually, now we are on the process on doing this. We have got some sample, but we are waiting from some protocol instruction in order to do all the testing, because we are taking all the coffee green bean from Indonesia and doing the roasting in France by our team. And we will have the shop selling Indonesian product. And actually, we already have some products now that in our pop-up store. So this is the vision, to bring Indonesia to France while the French people cannot travel yet to Indonesia, to make Indonesia belong to the world and the world belongs to Indonesia. Next, please. Our mission is to promote the development, trade, tourism, and investment, industry, training, education. So to be interface of the Indonesians between France and Indonesia. We know France because we living here and we are Indonesian anyway. So I think we are we know what the both sides looking for, and I think this is very important in order to have this good relationship, and not only just relationship, but we want to have a development. We want to bring Indonesia more. We want to people know that, wow, Indonesia is not only a country that beautiful to visit, but it also has a good quality product that they can use. Bringing directly Indonesian product directly from Indonesian farmer and producer like UKM to France, and to dismiss the long intermediary channel from Hulu to Hilir. So this is very important. To promote Indonesia tourism in France, of course, through the product. We also organize different workshop activities and promote Indonesia. Organize the business seminar, the conference about Indonesia in tourism, trade, investment, and industry and education. We will have the Expo Permanent of Windows of Indonesia for the best Indonesian product. At the moment, with the COVID, the next future there will be less expo, there will be less trade show. So that's why we need to anticipate when there is less expo and less trade show. Then we need to prepare ourselves. Then we will have our own trade show, because the show must go on. We just cannot depend on the trade show or on the expo in order to promote Indonesia or to promote the products. it will be a unique place to know Indonesia all in one roof. Develop a unique concept of retail B2C that leading to unique B2B, because we also working with the B2B people. And actually we already starting now with the, as you saw the video in the beginning, we already starting every Friday we do the happy hour, doing some jamu demo. We already selling jamu, chocolate, Indonesian chocolate that make in Indonesia, and also other products. And then we will have more new product coming soon. Next, please. How to make your product to be displayed with us? That is on this very easy, because actually we do select and we do we cannot accept all the product. This is very important because we are the image of Indonesia, so we want to to show the best product of Indonesia, and I think Indonesia is able to make it. First is the quality. Yeah, it's important to highlight the issue. Without quality, it's impossible to export your product abroad. The quality should be approved by certificate and the credible standard of procedure. This is very important. That you also need to know exporting the product to France, you need to have some certificate, some standard, and we have some information for that, especially for food, especially for everything that dealing with the food and even the what you call the clothes, and so this is very important. The quantity, to make sure the production is sufficient and ready to export. If you only can make 1, 2, 3, 4 February, so do not need to think about how to export, because then you just make it for your local market. The commitment, to commit to make the best quality product, to provide the best quality product, this is very hard to do, because some people, everybody is smart, is motivated to do something, but when we come to the commitment, that is going to be a big questions. Continuity, sustainable. It's important to do business in sustainable way. Opening or starting a new product is very easy. It's challenging, but to maintain the business to stay long, keep it running, is 10 times challenging. That is, opening the business, okay, everybody open the business and everybody loves to open the business, but to maintain the business, to stay long and to keep it in a good quality, to maintain the issue, because you are dealing with the partners, and some partners, sometimes you cannot control it. You cannot, you cannot make it based on what you want. That's why this is something that we need to study very carefully. So we have the concept of working here, as you see, social responsibility, sustainability, fair trade. We do direct trade, so we just get we try to get the things directly from the farmers, or maybe can be what we call the person who represented the farmer. But as long as this helping the farmers, we don't mind. This has to be a good it has to be a good impact to the farmer. We don't want to open a supermarket and to be like the big business industrial things. For us, House of Indonesia must have a value. When we don't have a value, it's not going to be House of Indonesia. Green tourism is also important, and we are preparing. Actually, that somebody say that, oh yeah, I saw in the website La Maison de l'Indonésie there is agro-tourism. Yes, we have the agro-tourism project. Because why? Because the only thing, for example, the coffee, the chocolate, or the tea, or the spice, when people buy the product from us, we are not only telling them this is the Indonesian spice, but we also telling them this is the spice or the chocolate or the coffee from where. So actually we are now having a project to make the map of Indonesian coffee tourism, and we are working with some friends partner, and hopefully we will launch the map next year. And we are doing now the data. We are selecting. Of course, we cannot put all the coffee tourism in our map, and the map will be made in French and in English, and it will be sold to the public. Next, please. Okay, at the moment we don't have yet the building. We just use our space that we have in our tourism office. Okay, this is in the heart of Paris, nearby the Panthéon, in the 5 arrondissement. And so we have like a 30-meter square, and we do the pop-up store. The happy hour Indonesia every Friday. So today, this afternoon, we're gonna have our 4th happy hour. And we are doing this demo tasting, the chocolate, and then also it's a place where people can share the information, and maybe people who's supposed to come to Indonesia this year but they couldn't yet because the border is closed, and they just came and they say, oh, I'm very sad because I cannot come to Indonesia. So we share and we just discuss with them. This is, I think, one of the approach and one of the things that we are doing now in order also to start. We prefer to start the House of Indonesia with the personal touch. We don't want to be like, okay, House of Indonesia, big, you come and you buy. No, people come, people can share, people can talk. They're already starting to feel they are in Indonesia. It's La Maison de l'Indonésie in House of Indonesia. Next, please. We also provided the cakes that are gulung, wingko babat, and the jamu, and we share, we discuss with them, and you can see. So I think people love it. Yes, next, please. We have the website. At the moment, we are working on the website to sell online. We have a platform that's selling online. We don't have yet a lot of product, but we prefer to have less product, but with the good quality. And then, little by little, we will put the product yet. And this is to show you it's all in France because we are selling this also to French people. Yeah, this is our objective. Next, please. Also have the Instagram that is quite active, the Facebook. So La Maison de l'Indonésie as a new actions in order to promote Indonesia, to support all the activities of tourism Indonesia in France. Next, please. We also have the press release and we have the events. The next event, actually our event is Happy Hour Indonesia. Next, please. That we started in the 2nd October last time. We have also other event that we already preparing with the Villas International Gastronomy. We're gonna have the market in the coming weeks. Okay, we are preparing and it will be in the heart of Paris and to sell all the products. And also with the millennial travelers and so many partners that are interested to work with us. And in order to show Indonesian products. So I think this is a very good opportunity. Next, please. So I have some kind of words. This is to end my presentation. Some messages and some philosophy that I use for me. I collected my best. I think this is also it's good for you to know. So in every day there are 1,440 minutes. It means that we have 1,440 daily opportunities to make positive impact. The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. So you have to be crazy, and you have to be creative, and to be creative sometimes, but crazy not becoming crazy like crazy no use, but the crazy to change the world because we need to do something good. Knowing is not enough, we must apply. Wishing is not enough, we must do. Of course, this is very important that action speak louder than words. You have the patience, you take the action, and the magic will happen. Think without the box. So this is very important, that try to think without the box. And this is, I love it. And then I learned these quotes when I was working in Jakarta, my first job at Panorama Tours Indonesia. And at the time, the owner of Panorama, Bapak Adi Tirta Wisata, is the one of the godfather of Indonesian tourism, always told us, be like paddy, which bend deeper at ripens. When you hire, when you are more successful, when you go higher, you be like paddy, go lower. Because most people, when they get higher, they are becoming like more snob and they just want to think higher. But the higher we are, the lower we should be. And this is my most favorite things. When it cannot be done, do it. If you don't do it, it doesn't exist. When people tell you, you cannot make it, then do it. Make a challenge. Be like a bola bekel. You know the bekel, when the people just jump you up, when people put you down, you have to go higher. Be like that. The best preparation for tomorrow is doing your best today. So you have to think always how to do your best today. This is the best preparation for tomorrow. Do not, okay, I will do my best tomorrow. No, you do your best today, then you will do better tomorrow. is also interesting. Always deliver more than expected. When people ask you to do something, okay, please do this thing. Always deliver more than they expected, so they will know who you are. And this is the last one, and I think this is also the reality of what is happening now. The innovation is at the ability to see the change as an opportunity, not a threat. Nobody expected we have a COVID this year. Nobody expected that the airlines will stop, the tourism will be closed. Last year, nobody was expected that there's something happening this year, right? But when the something happening this year, there's a change. We have to think something different, and we have to find the way how to survive. So the innovation is the ability to see the change as the opportunity. When every company in Europe and in France and all the shops are closed now, we are opening a new company, La Maison de l'Indonésie. When I put my papers to the Chambre of Commerce in France and I told them I'm opening a new company, they just, wow, you are so brave. You're opening a company when everybody closed. Yeah, because I see this thing as an opportunity, not a threat. Of course, it's not going to be easy. Of course, there's a lot of things to do. We have a lot of what do you call problems, so many now protocols. You know that Europe is now entering the second wave of COVID, and they are putting now the couvre-feu. So we cannot go out at night. The restaurant cannot sell the dinner. We only can sell until 8 o'clock. But yeah, we are still trying to make it. So we are trying to do the things. So I think that's the next, please. I think that's the last. Thank you to everyone. This is something that I can share. I hope it's going to be useful for the young generations in Indonesia. I think you guys has an opportunity. Indonesia is a beautiful country. He's a huge and has a lot of opportunities. I think this is very important for the young generation in Indonesia to prepare also, not only just to see the world from your side, see the world from other side, then you will understand. You don't need to, and some people say, yeah, it's good you say that because you are not in Indonesia. It's not like that. Actually, you can do everything good wherever you are. You don't need to be like in France. You don't need to be like in America. You don't need to be in Africa. You can do your best wherever you are. When you do your best, what you do will bring you to wherever you want to go. Okay, if you have any question, I think I think I finished if I give it to the moderator. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Miss Eka. It was a great presentation and quotes for us. And ladies and gentlemen, we are sorry for the inconvenience. We'll resend the new link soon. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, from this presentation, we took a lot of the lessons and the process of promoting Indonesian cultural programs in other countries. We are motivated to preserve and promote Indonesian culture more. The next agenda is Q&A session. In addition to that, if you have any question, I invite you to unmute your audio microphone or ask the question in the chat box, and I will choose 3 questions to answer first. So in this Q&A session, we have 10 minutes. And if you want to ask, please write down your name, institution, and your question for Ms. Eka. All right. Maybe from me, I have a question for Ms. Eka. I want to know what is your motivation to make a House of Indonesia in France there.
Okay. Actually, my most and my first motivations is that I want to help the Indonesian small producer and Indonesian farmers, especially the coffee farmers. The idea of the House of Indonesia is coming from coffee. In 2016, I went to coffee shop in France and I asked the coffee shop keeper, please give me Indonesian coffee. And then just look at me, what? Indonesian coffee? Never heard. And then I said, what? You don't know Indonesian coffee? No, we never saw Indonesian coffee. What is this? And then Indonesian is the biggest, the fourth producer coffee in the world, and not many coffee yet that went to the Indonesia lesson. So I decided to work to open the Indonesian Warung Kopi. In 2017, I went to study coffee in the coffee school in France, and to understand from beginning to the end. So the idea is first is to help the farmers. And the second thing, so many Indonesian product coming now in France or in Europe, but not coming from Indonesia directly. They are coming from other country. For example, we buy Indonesian product, but coming from Spain or coming from Italy. Some even worse, coming from Thailand. And some even worse coming from India. It means that Indonesian product brought by the Indian or the Thailand, and they resell again our product to Europe. So I think that's something that a big pity, and Indonesia has a great potential to do the direct export. I'm in the Hilir, I'm in France, and I'm just looking for the right person in the Hulu in order who can get the good product and the good quality. So that's why the House of Indonesia is created. We are not having objective to be a supermarket or to be the big giant industry. We just want to be small but doing the big things. Voila.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Eka, for the great answer. And I think Gabriel Bobby from Pata Indonesia Daily News want to ask something for you. Please.
Makasih atas waktunya. Saya pakai bahasa Indonesia ya.
Monggo, Mas Bobby. Saya juga capek nih ngomong Inggris.
Ya, Mbak Eka, apa kabar?
Ya. Baik, kabar baik.
Keren banget nih presentasinya sama motivasinya buat teman-teman anak muda milenial di Indonesia. Tapi mungkin saya tertarik sama presentasinya ya. Jadi singkat aja pertanyaan saya. Saat ini kan semua orang tahu pandemi di Indonesia. Misalkan saya tahu seperti kita ketahui bersama, Bali yang awalnya September mau buka ditunda.
Ya.
Jadi untuk wisatawan mancanegara ya, termasuk dari Perancis berarti kan.
Ya.
Kalau boleh tahu ada nggak ya strategi khusus sambil menunggu misalkan nanti di awal tahun 2021 saat wisatawan mancanegara atau wisman udah boleh datang ke Indonesia, misalkan ke Bali dan yang lainnya. Apa yang dilakukan oleh Mbak Eka, entah sebagai Vito Perancis atau yang apa ya nama di sini Mbak Eka sebagai apa ya? Sorry lupa nih.
Sebagai Eka.
Enggak maksudnya ini narasumbernya apa?
Oh ya sebagai saya rasa bukan sebagai apa tidak menjadi penting. Yang penting bagaimana kita apa yang kita lakukan aja.
Supaya akhirnya nanti karena kalau setahu saya kan pandemi ini ada tren baru.
Betul.
Wisatawan itu traveling tidak rame-rame, bukan mass tourism lagi sepertinya ya.
Iya, betul.
Kita sepakat seperti itu.
Ya.
Juga ada kesan wisatawan sekarang mulai tertarik untuk lebih suka mereka travelingnya itu, atau kalau bahasa orang kita pikniknya di alam terbuka, adventure.
Betul.
Gitu.
Iya.
Seperti itu. Bisa dijelaskan supaya orang Prancis itu akhirnya datang ke Indonesia seperti itu, Mbak. Terima kasih.
Ya, terima kasih Mas Bobby. Sebetulnya orang Prancis itu memang walaupun sebelum ada pandemi, mereka itu suka sekali exploring Indonesia ya. Jadi mereka itu kalau ke Indonesia nggak pernah stay di satu tempat atau di hotel di dekat pinggir kolam renang. Mereka selalu exploring ke desa, ke kota, dan mereka tidak suka juga liburan bersama dengan grup. Jadi memang itu sudah jadi tradisi dan kebudayaan. Nah, dengan adanya pandemi ini, kita juga harus memikirkan strategi apa yang cocok untuk antisipasi once the border is open. Jadi sekarang ini orang-orang Prancis ini kan tetap masih mau liburan ya. Jadi bagaimanapun terjadi, karena orang Prancis bisa liburan sekarang, tapi liburan ke negara yang bisa dikunjungi. Jadi untuk strategi Indonesia yang paling bagus mungkin adalah satu, menetapkan membuat program supaya bagaimana orang Perancis bisa atau orang Eropa stay longer di Indonesia. Memberikan kesempatan bukan hanya 30 hari, tapi buat orang yang bahkan mau bekerja dari Indonesia. Banyak orang yang mempunyai pekerjaan sekarang ini kan sejak adanya pandemi dan kita pernah di lockdown 2,5 bulan, banyak yang dipekerjakan di rumah, working from home. Nah, dan juga banyak yang mempunyai perusahaan sendiri dan perusahaannya dia itu bisa dibawa kemana-mana karena dia bekerja sebagai consulting, designer, ada sebagai misalnya dia hanya sekarang ini semua ini kan banyak semuanya online, meeting online. Nah, jadi mungkin perlu dipikirkan bagaimana caranya membuat suatu program untuk menarik profesional atau pekerja perusahaan-perusahaan untuk membuat program mengirimkan pekerjanya bekerja dari Indonesia. Ini sangat beruntung. Misalnya kalau ada salah satu konsultan dari agrotourism yang bekerja untuk agro, untuk padi segala macam. Kalau dia bekerja dari Indonesia dan dia langsung melihat petani-petani, dia bisa langsung melihat prakteknya. Pertama, dia akan bisa membuat kerjaannya, laporannya itu lebih bagus. Dan kedua, dia bisa menjadi positif buat petani dan desa tersebut karena dia bisa membantu pertumbuhan dari desa tersebut secara gratis. Indonesia tidak perlu lagi bayar konsultan mahal-mahal dan akhirnya ada orang yang datang situ karena dia pun juga perlu. Jadi sama-sama saling membutuhkan. Jadi saya rasa ini akan lebih ke depannya. Tourism itu akan bukan hanya leisure, tapi tourism itu akan lebih more professional, akan lebih more tematik, akan lebih more teknik. Dan karena itu akan jadi bagian. Jadi tourism itu akan jadi bagian dari kehidupan. It's a part of life. It's not only okay, I'm going to Indonesia because I just want to be zen, doing nothing. Yes, of course, kita bisa kalau massage, wellness, spa. Indonesia has everything already before the pandemic. Nah, dengan adanya pandemi, sebetulnya kita bisa membuat itu lebih put in high value. For example, sekarang ini di Prancis yang paling laku makanan adalah makanan bio. Justru semakin banyak toko-toko makanan bio yang dibuka. Orang lebih sekarang mau makan sehat, healthy food. Mereka mau hidup sehat. Nah, seperti kayak kita menjual jamu-jamu, mereka suka sekali karena mereka bilang, wah ini sesuatu yang bagus buat saya karena kalau kita menjelaskan apa gunanya itu kunyit, apa gunanya itu jahe, apa gunanya itu misalnya moringa, daun kelor atau gunanya. Jadi saya rasa itu yang perlu dikembangkan dan yang penting adalah untuk bagaimana membuat produk-produk yang kita punya itu menjadi produk-produk inovatif. Jadi membuat itu dan untuk pariwisata ya itu yang kita bisa buat sekarang, yang kita siapkan strateginya. Oleh sebab itu kenapa kami membuka House of Indonesia di Paris, karena ini juga mempersiapkan dalam persiapan untuk supaya apa yang kita bisa kembangkan dan promosikan ke depannya bersama dengan program yang sudah ada di VITO, di Indonesia Tourism Office, right? Jadi kita bisa memberikan wawasan yang lebih luas dan Indonesia saya rasa mempunyai potensi semuanya untuk itu. Tinggal caranya bagaimana kita mengolahnya. Seperti saya bilang untuk stay longer kita memerlukan visa lebih dari 30 hari. Nah, ini perlu kerjasama dari kementerian-kementerian yang ada dan ini bukan hanya sesuatu yang kita bisa buat. Ini harus diperlukan dari kerjasama dan support dari pemerintah Indonesia, dari Kementerian Hukum, Politik, Imigrasi, Pariwisata tentunya dan semuanya. Dan kalau kita sudah punya ini membuat Indonesia sebagai tempat di mana kita bisa kerja dari 6 bulan misalnya 6 minggu sampai 3 bulan, saya rasa ini akan membuat Indonesia menjadi suatu destinasi yang berbeda di mata dunia.
Oke, makasih Mbak Eka.
Ya, sudah menjawab? Oke.
Ya, makasih banget.
Alright, thank you for Mr. Bobby to answer this question. And the next question is from Cintali Batistuta. Is there a good strategy to defend the culture for the direction on society from the ongoing globalization of culture? Ms. Eka, you may answer it.
Okay, is there a strategy to defend? Sorry, I don't understand.
The culture for direction on society.
Okay.
From the ongoing globalization.
Okay, before we talk about defend, we also have to talk about promote. You cannot defend something that you never promote, right? I think this is so. And before to promote, we have to make known. We have to introduce. Yeah. So I think that is a very important thing. Of course, Indonesian culture, Indonesian tradition, we need to promote and to keep promoting and to defend. A lot of strategy from us. Yes, a strategy, of course, as Indonesians tourism office here and selling Indonesian product. We are promoting all about Indonesia, and we always in our promotion we always try to include also Indonesians dance. For example, as you saw in our promotions in Tang Frere and in Paris store, we always have some Indonesian dance. And also in the promotion in FNAC in the shops, we, promotions in what's called in French school. So we always show the Indonesian culture. Indonesian culture is what? Indonesian dance, Indonesian gastronomy. So this is the way we try to put every time. I think that's from the operational side. From the what do you call the legally side, and from the I'm maybe it's better I'm saying that from the administration side is also very important for Indonesian government, especially UNESCO is in Paris, the headquarters is in Paris, to be active, to promote and to propose every Indonesian's culture to be the tangible heritage site of Indonesia. We have to, I know it's not easy to be validated by what we call the UNESCO. We have a lot of things that we haven't been yet in UNESCO. Our tempe, we haven't been yet in UNESCO. Pencaksilat is already. Pencaksilat, I think batik, yeah. I think we have so many things that Indonesia has. That is we need to defend. Because if you do the promotions, keep on promoting every time, but on the international side and the administrative side, for example, Malaysia can claim tempe, for example, maybe their food, or Korean can, an hour rendah. So I think it need to be supported and synergically promoted by the government. So to be more active in, especially for UNESCO, I suggest that to especially we use this situation during the pandemic to be more active, to promote and to propose what Indonesian culture has. We have so many uniqueness culture in Indonesia that the other country doesn't have. So that we can use this. Okay, for example, I don't know, we can put our coffee, Indonesian coffee, or we can put, because either in France, they are active, even the French baguette, the French bread with baguette, they put it as a tangible, what we call the food for Indonesia. Kimchi from Korea. Our rendang is not yet been in the list. And if you want to claim our rendang as Indonesian, or maybe, then, or you want to share with Malaysian, that's the thing. So I think to defend, you need also to be active. We need to be active more for the legal status, because if we are promoting and the legal status, no, rendang is not from Indonesia, rendang is also from Malaysia, because there is no proof that rendang is officially from Indonesia. Voila.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Eka. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your participation in the Q&A session. Because our session with Ms. Eka has ended to the limited time. Thank you, Ms. Eka, for finding the time and your great presentation. We are happy to have you here with us. Before that, we will have a joint photo session with Ms. Eka that will be guided by our MC. Please, Ms. Dini, you might take the floor.
Okay, Ms. Anggi, thank you very much. It was an interesting discussion from Ms. Eka. We know you are a very busy person. Thank you for taking time to come here. Then, We are going to have the first photo session, so participants may turn on the camera. Please turn on the camera. Okay, the committee will capture us third time. Okay, the first. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, once more. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, once again. 1, 2, 3, smile. Thank you very much. So we will move to the next presentation with our speakers, PIC Group 7 and 8, with the topic The Government's Role of Sugriwa Subali and Batik Fashion Online Show 2020. This session will be led by Miss Anggi. Miss Anggi, you might take the floor.
Thank you, Miss Nini. Ladies and gentlemen, we are entering the second event, which is the presentation of the two groups of Promoting Indonesian Culture class. The Q&A session will be at the end after the group presentation. PIC Group 7 will talk about the government's role of Sugriwa Subali colossal drama, and there are Farida, Café, Misana, and Jessica. So please welcome PIC Group 7.
Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Swastiastu. Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan. We are from Group PIC Promotion Indonesian Culture 7. Before we start our presentation, allow me to introduce our group members. First is me, Kristika Putri Marela, Izana Fikra Hanifah, Farida Isti Farida, and Kafi Dewende. Today, we will be deliver our materials about the government's role of Sugriwa Subali colossal art. Next, please. First, we're going to discuss about the definition of art. Art is a diverse range of human activities involving the creation of visual, auditory, or performing artworks, which express the creator's imagination, conceptual ideas, or technical skill intended to be appreciated primarily for their beauty or emotional power. Other activities related to the production of work of art include art criticism and the history of art. Next, please. Thank you. Here we will discuss more about Sugriwa Subali, which included as performing arts. Sugriwa Subali Colossal is a dance that is aimed to show people the history of Kiskindou Cave. The story tells about Sugriwa and Subali, two siblings in a form of half-ape human being, who defeated Mahesasura and Lembusura, a human with a cow head, in the Kiskindou kingdom on earth. Mahesasura and Lembusura disturbed the Kayangan peace and Batara Indra's daughter named Devi Tara. So, Sugriwa and Subali decided to help the fairies. They reached and won over the cattleman, and then they came out by breaking the mountain, and that's how the Kiskindou cave was created. Next, please. The history. Several villages in Kulon Progo Regency already have their own respective arts. Mr. Gesuk wants Jatimulya village to have different art, but also has a legend about the history of Kiskindou Cave. So, there is accumulation between culture, tourism, local wisdom, and cultural heritage. Furthermore, this was realized with the community into Sugriwa Subali's colossal art. The story of Kiskindou Cave is told from a community legend from generation to generation and then inscribed in the reliefs in Kiskindou Cave. In 2015, we do plan to make Yogyakarta International Airport and Monar Surgery. The regional government of Kulon Progo Regency want to make something different. Therefore, Kulon Progo Regency and Yogyakarta province agreed to make Sugriwa Subali dance art supported by the local village government. Next, please. As you can see on the screen, this is how the Kiskindou Cave looks like. It's located in Kulon Progo, Yogyakarta. There are also some pictures during the Sugriwa Subali performance show. that was held there in Kiskindo Cave, Yogyakarta. And the next material will be presented by Hisana. Hisana, time is yours.
Thank you, Jessica. Nowadays, Pak Gasuk assumed that Sugriwa still belongs to Jatimulya village, although many dance groups already have danced it. It is due to its history also. Next slide, please. In 2014 until 2016, the training was held by dancers from Institut Seni Yogyakarta. It contains of 100 dancers, 30 musical instrument players, and approximately 20 crews. At first, it used professional dancers for main characters. Then the dance came from the surrounding community. It is the government program trained them. Then with the help of special funds, people can practice. Next slide, please. In 1 year, performances are held once in a month, then it becomes every 3 months and 4 months, and then it will be stops. According to Pak Gasuk, this is because for a while, this colossal still relies on tourism funds. The government hope that it will become an independent activities every 3 or 4 months. With encouragement from Mr. Joko Mursito, the head of Yogyakarta Tourism Office currently, it is planned that Colossal Sugriwa Subali will be held again on October 18, 2020. And it funding itself from the people of Jatimulya village as an effort to be independent. Next slide, please. This is the documentation of exercises and performances. It is held on Jatimulya village, Yogyakarta. The next slide will be presented by Farida. Farida, the time is yours.
Thank you, Hisana. At first, this colossal use of property and media from the Kulon Progo Media Center until the fourth stage. But after that, the property and media came from the people of Jatimulya village themselves by making their own innovations. During the leadership of Mr. Anam Suchandra, all the artists in Jatimulya village were found to make properties that came from material that were indeed found in Jatimulya village. Next slide, please. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, to promote this colossal art, they make use of promotion through television media, newspaper media, social media belonging to the district, provincial, Jatimulya village government, and the audience who disseminate it through their social media. Next slide, please. Thank you. Next is the role and support of the government. The local government itself has issued Regulation of Special Region of Yogyakarta, number 3 of 2017, concerning in cultural maintenance and development. Next slide, please. Thank you. In relation to the development of this colossal art of Sugriwa Subali, Special Region of Yogyakarta government and Kulon Progo government support and contributions in the form of, first, economic support from the Special Region of Yogyakarta Tourism Office, second, serving as a guide, booster, encouragement, and inspiring the human resources of the people of Jatimulya village about culture, and the last is energy sources for structuring, support for facilities such as the creation of a cultural field called the Kiskindo Cave Amphitheater by the Special Region of Yogyakarta government which built, and the maintenance was carried out by the Kulon Progo government. Thank you, and the next material will be presented by Café. Café, time is yours.
Thank you, Farida. As we did an interview with the head of the organization, he said that there are 4 biggest obstacles in this organization. They are loyalty, responsibility, administration, and performance. Going to the first one is loyalty. The loyalty of the member in this organization is still a big problem for this organization because some members do not join this organization wholeheartedly, said the head of the organization. Therefore, if a big event is going to be held, such as a dance show, then the leader of the organization does not arbitrarily choose its member to perform in the show. The second obstacle is responsibility. Not all members of this organization have a large enough sense of responsibility to participate in organizing events. Like when they are practicing, not all participants take part in the rehearsal. Then the next obstacle is administration. Financial sector is still a problem in this organization because this organization cannot manage to make money of its own but relying on the funds from the government source. Going to the last biggest obstacle they are facing is performance. Some members, however, do not have sufficient performance to hold certain events, and some of them are bad in managing their own time management. Next slide, please. And in this slide, we are going to analyze the CIEL in this organization. CIEL stands for Creativity, Innovation, Entrepreneur, and Leadership. Analyzing the first aspect is creativity. In making costumes and properties for the show, which previously used costumes and properties from the Kulon Progo Media Center, the community began to make their own costumes and properties using materials that were available in Jatimulyo village. Then, the second analysis is innovation. In the current pandemic condition, the colossal show of Sugriwa Subali has not yet met an innovative online show. They are still performing offline while still paying attention to the health protocols according to the direction of the local government. Next slide, please. The third analysis is entrepreneur. In an effort to generate economic benefits, this colossal art of Sugriwa Subali benefits from tourist destinations that already have visitors. The show itself is held in Kiskedo Cave, which had already become a tourist destination. This performance is also expected to be a source of independent income for the community and the people of Jatimulyo village. And the last but not least is leadership. The idea behind this organization was initiated by a resource person who was followed up by the region of Kulon Progo Regency. In terms of leadership, the governance of the show is carried out jointly by the people of Jatimulyo village. Next slide, please. Conclusion. Organizations began to develop rapidly after the role of the government, which had provided support in various forms. From the policy perspective, the government has indeed implemented its policies in supporting the organization. This organization is also intended to be the source of independent income for the people of Jatimulyo village. Next slide, please. These are the sources that we use to make this material for this presentation. Next slide, please. Thank you. That's all from us. Thank you for the attention.
Thank you, PIC Group 7, for the amazing presentation. The next presentation is from PIC Group 8. There are Lintang, Madina, and Lisa with their topic about Batik Fashion Online Show 2020. Please welcome our PIC Groups 8.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan. Good evening, everyone. Hope we are blessed in every single day. I'm Lintang, my friend Lisa and Madina from PIC 8 would like to present to you about traditional art and online show, Batik Fashion Show 2020. Next slide, please. What is batik? Batik is both an art and a craft, which is becoming more popular and well-known in the West as a wonderfully creative medium. The art of decorating cloth in this way using wax and dye has been practiced for centuries, like the word batik, which literally comes from babat titik, or connecting dots from the melted wax form a pattern of motifs. Next, please. Here's the short clip about making batik fabric. Enjoy the video. This is the process of drawing the pattern using pencil. This is the process of applying the wax to the fabric to cover some area used chanting, usually done by women. The next step is coloring and rise until the batik fabrics looks appropriate. And batik fabrics dried under the sun. Such an interesting video, right? For now, we will move into the presentation again. Batik itself. There is traditional batik. There are also those that have been modified, become modern, and has experienced development both due to time and business. Batik is offered by the public today is batik that has experienced good development in terms of coloring or combination of pattern. The next is batik pattern. The first pattern is Sidomulyo. This batik pattern comes from Surakarta, Central Java. This is a typical old Surakarta pattern, delicate, complex, and require patience and diligence in its manufacture. Sido in Javanese means to be or to continue, while Mulyo means noble. The body clothes with the Sido Mulyo pattern is commonly worn by brides, both men and women at marriage ceremonies in the hope that one day the family that is fostered will continue to get glory. The second pattern is Chuiri. Chuiri pattern batik is usually used during Mitsoni events, a tradition to commemorate the 7 months of a baby who is still in the womb. In addition, Chuiri batik is also used to carry babies. This batik is also used for Simekan and Kemben. Chuiri means small. It is hoped that the wearer looks appropriate, harmonious, and respected by the community. The Chuiri batiks come from Surakarta and Yogyakarta. The next slide will be presented by Lisa. Lisa, time is yours.
Thank you, Lintang. Let's continue to the next pattern. The next pattern is Sekar Jagat. The Sekar Jagat pattern actually originates from the Yogyakarta and Solo areas. The word kar in Dutch means mat, while Jagat comes from Javanese, which means wall. The essence of the meaning conveyed by the Sekar Jagat is diversity, both found in Indonesia and throughout the world. Then, this batik also displays the meaning of beauty that is fascinate anyone who sees it. Next, please. Thank you. The next is Truntum. Historically, the Truntum batik was created by Kanjeng Ratu Kencana, or the Empress of Sunan Pakubuwana III from Surakarta Hadiningrat, which means love that grows back. She created this pattern as a symbol of love that is sincere without conditions, eternal, and the more fertile it grows. Next, please. Thank you. The last but not least is Parang Barong. This pattern was created by Sultan Agung Hanyakrukusuma, who wanted to express the experience of his soul as a king with all his duties and his awareness as a small human being before the creator. The word barong means something big and is reflected in the size of the motif on the fabric. The Parang Dimage pattern is the parent of the pattern. This pattern means that the king always can rule and can control himself. The next slide will be presented by Madina. Madina, time is yours.
All right. Thank you, Lisa. Ladies and gentlemen, let's move to Solo Batik fashion. What is this? Next, please. Solo Batik Fashion, or SBF, is an annual fashion show held in Solo, usually in October. This year, the live broadcast show SBF was held with the theme Pesona Batik Nusantara. Solo Batik Fashion presented the diversity of Indonesian batik by presenting the works of designers from outside Solo, such as Jogja, Semarang, Jakarta, and Batam, which are displayed in the form ready-to-wear batik. This live broadcast show is also enjoyed by the audience from Canada, Suriname, Netherlands, and Finland. It is hoped that batik can advance and develop not only in the regional or national circles, but also internationally, and of course, preserving the noble results of the Indonesian snatching traditions. Besides improving the quality of domestic products and making Solo as the capital batik world. Next, please. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see on the screen, on the left side is Yoyo Prasetyo with his work Picnic, and the right side is Diani Rahayu Ikasari with Kamilau Katulistiwa. Next, please. On the right side is Owens Joe with Sekar Kedaton, and Joko SSP on the left side with his masterpiece Bali Desire. Next, please. Show director SBF 2020 from NF Pro by Kamainov. This year, SBF event was packaged in edutainment or education and entertainment. Its educational value can be seen from the various styles of batik clothing that will be displayed with the influence of each region. Meanwhile, the entertainment will involve dancers, singers, and models. Next, please. Ladies and gentlemen, so this is the CIL analysis. First one is creativity. The designer were combining traditional batik clothes with modern fashion. The next one is innovation. Solo Batik Fashion 2020 was held via live streaming for the first time. The next is entrepreneurship. Solo Batik Fashion 2020 were empowering designers and small and medium enterprises in this pandemic. Last but not least is leadership. According to Joko SSP as the chairman of the committee of SPF 2020, the success of a team can be realized by gotong royong or communal work of all members. Next, please. These are several references about these materials. Next, please. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all from us. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, PIC Group 8, for the great presentation about Solo Batik Fashion Online Show 2020. And then the next session will be on Q&A session. I invite you all, if you have any question, please write down your name and institution and the question for which group, Group 8 or Group 7. Okay, let's see the question. It's a question from Hanatia Dea for PIC 7. How do they overcome the obstacles? PIC 7, you may answer this question.
Okay, thank you, Hanatia. That is a really good question from you. So as we did an interview to the head of the organization said that they are currently overcoming the obstacle by increasing the awareness about how important this organization is for the continuity of this culture to the members of the organization. Thank you, Hanatia.
Okay, thank you, Kafi, for the answer and Hanatia for the question. And the next question is from Zikra Irfan Syarafi to PIC Group 7. Do you think the funds from people of Jatimulya village will long-lasting to help the colossal Sugriwa Subali? The member, you may answer this question, please.
Thank you for the question. In my opinion, we'll always find problems like economy problems or tourism problems, but as long as the people loves their culture, the funds will be long lasting for showing. Thank you.
All right, thank you, PSC Group 7 for the answer. And there is any question from Anggun Mega to PIC 8. Does the Sekar Jagat pattern also develop in other area? PIC 8, you may answer this question, please.
Thank you for the interesting question. in my overview, the Sekarjagat pattern is also developed in other countries, the other areas such as in Kebumen, Pamekasan, Banyuwangi, and Bali. The difference on lies is in the color. That is, for example, in the Banyuwangi Sekarjagat pattern, they use strong color such as bright red and strong green. Thank you for the question.
I'm so sorry. Thank you from VIC Group 8. And the next question is from Cahyaning Hayu to PIC Group 7. What makes the government of Yogyakarta agree to support the colossal of Sugriwa Subali dance? Group PIC 7, you may answer.
Thank you for the question, Chacha. What makes the government of Yogyakarta agree to support the Sugriwa Subali dance? Because in 2015, with the plan to make Yogyakarta International Airport and minor surgery, Yogyakarta province want to make something different. Also, they think it's important to preserve cultural heritage, and this also can increase tourism attraction. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, PIC Group 7. And because we have 7 minutes left, I will choose the question from Hanatia to PIC 8. If I want to watch Solo Batik Fashion 2020 directly off online, where and when should I come? Please, you may answer this question, PIC Group.
All right, thanks for the question, Anatia. Based on our interview with Joko SSP, usually SPF held either at the beginning or at the end of the October, depends on the organizer. For the further information, you may visit the website of Dinas Pariwisata Kota Solo at pariwisatasolo.surakarta.go.id. Thank you.
All right, thank you PIC Group for the answer and for the question. The next question is from Fauzia Erpin Febriarina. Do you think the promotion had a significant impact to PIC Group 7? You may answer it.
Thank you for the question. In my opinion, yes, especially with current technological development, people have used social media such as Instagram, WhatsApp, or Twitter. People use them to spread information or promote something like to promote their business. Therefore, I think these media are effective to promote Sugriwa Subali Kolosal, and therefore more people have known Sugriwa Subali Kolosal. Thank you for the question.
Okay, thank you PIC Group for the answer. And the next question is from Dwi Novitasari from IAIN Surakarta to PIC 8 to Group PIC 8. What kind of batik cloth did Joko SSP use in Bali Desire? PIC Group 8, you may answer it.
Thank you. What a nice question. So in Bali Desire, Joko SSP used batik Sogan Prada. It means that batik Sogan pattern with Prada from Japanese words mean gold. Some of the part or pictures of the pattern are given a unique touch in the term of a golden layer decoration, so it will look luxury. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the answer. There's any question again from Ratatouille to PIC 8. Is there a day to commemorate the National Batik Days? Yeah, I think yes. Maybe from PIC Group 8, you may answer it.
Thank you for the question. The answer is yes. We commemorate the National Batik Day on October 2, according the it's National Batik Day because on that UNESCO officially recognized Indonesian batik as a world cultural. Thank you for the question.
Okay, thank you all. If you still have any question, please write down your name, your institution, and your question for the which group of the IC. Okay, and please allow me to inform you about the link attendance. It was shared on the WA group and it will be resent on the chat box soon. Thank you. Okay. One question from metallurgist. I'm from Antam. Can I ask PIC 8? Yeah, you can. Maybe I think this will be on audio, but is batik worn every day? The question for PIC 8 from Antam.
Okay, thank you for the question. The wear of batik depends on each individual. Some use it every day, some do not. Usually we use batik on National Batik Day, on formal events, and even some school requires students to wear batik on Wednesday and Thursday or depending on the respective regulations. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for all the participants in this discussion session, Q&A with our PIC group 7 and 8. And the next session will I return to our MC, Miss Dini. I am sorry for my mistakes and thank you for joining this discussion session. Please, Miss Dini, you might take the floor.
Okay, thank you, Miss Andy. It was great presentation from PIC 7 and 8. Thank you for sharing with us. Last but not least, we are going to have the second photo session. So participants may turn on the camera. The committee will capture us 5 times because we have 5 slides in Zoom. Okay, first, please turn on the camera. Okay, first, 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, again, 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, again, 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, again, 1, 2, 3, smile. Once again, 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, thank you very much. Now we have come to the last agenda. Don't forget to check the chat column to fill the evaluation form from the term of e-certificate. And for YouTube viewers, you can also check the attendance and feedback links on the comment section that will be shared by one of the committees. We also apologize for the broken link before, but we have shared the link again. For your information, e-certificates will be shared for until 7 days starting from today and will be informed later on the WhatsApp group. Please do not leave the WhatsApp group before getting the e-certificate. To end this webinar, I will deliver a quote from my group.